Success is preparation meeting opportunity. So, for those of you who want women, or for those of you who want money, and you're not putting yourself in positions to get in front of opportunities every single day, then guess what? Don't complain. That's why I have no sympathy for the pathetic losers that comment on my videos and say things like, oh, confidence doesn't come from within, and women only care about looks. And I bet you one thing, those guys right there, all they want to do is complain because they are pathetic losers and they don't realize how pathetic they sound. Because if you say, let's just say you say women don't care about confidence, right? Which is a complete lie. They only care about looks, right? I guarantee you those guys, they have done nothing to work on their looks. Absolutely nothing. If they truly believed that, they would go out there and they would work on their body. They would be in the best possible shape of their life, okay? They would work on their haircut, getting a super fly haircut every single week. They would work on their skincare. They would work on everything that they could work on to become the most attractive version of themselves, right? But no, they just want to be fat, sloppy losers and look like shit. And then they just want to complain and say, oh, women, they only care about looks. Well, what have you done to improve yourself in any way? You just want to complain. You don't understand. When you complain, you're just telling the world how weak you are because you're complaining about a problem that you can solve. You're complaining about a problem that has a solution. But instead of getting out there and saying, you know what, I'm going to work on it. And once I supposedly, I get as attractive as I'm supposed to be, well, guess what? How many women have you approached? Zero. They don't approach any women. They don't talk to any women. They're in the house all day. And so if success is preparation plus opportunity, then guess what? Are you putting yourself in opportunities to win? Are you putting yourself in front of opportunities to succeed? No. You're not. You're just talking. You're just complaining. This channel is not for complainers. Complaining is for women, okay? Complaining is for, children. For men, we can't complain. We can't just sit here and complain all day about any problem in our life. If you don't like the situation that you're in, don't complain about it. Unless, there is no reason to complain. Unless you want to stay in the same exact position your entire life, then go ahead and complain all your life. Because all you're doing is giving yourself excuses as to why you are a loser. And those people, they just feel comfortable. They're in such a terrible comfort zone to where they feel so comfortable where they're at, being a fucking loser. And instead of, getting rid of all their excuses, getting rid of all their complaints, setting a higher bar for themselves, a higher standard, and saying, you know what? I will not allow myself to complain, not even once. I'm not going to complain to my friends. I'm not going to complain to my family. I'm not going to complain to myself. I'm simply just going to see a problem, and I'm going to figure out the solution. Because there's no problem on this earth that cannot be solved. There is plenty of solutions for a problem. If you have something in your life that you want to change, look for these solutions. The people who want to complain, they just want to look at the problem, but they just want to ignore all these solutions. They want to ignore all the solutions because they're lazy to do the work. They're too lazy to do the work. They are too lazy to get up and do something about it. As a man, especially, I really do hope that the guys who comment shit like that on my videos, I really, really hope. And I highly doubt that they have a family. I highly doubt that they have a woman, because women aren't attracted to a man that weak. Women aren't attracted to a man with that weak ass mindset. Okay? So I highly doubt that those guys have any woman near them. Okay? I'm sure they avoid them like the plague. And hey, I appreciate those guys because, women have to ignore some guys in order for them to focus on others, if you know what I mean. Okay, so I appreciate those guys. But if you do have a girlfriend, if you do have a wife, if you do have kids, and that is you, all you're doing is complaining all day, you got to understand, they look at you as a bitch. They're like, damn, my husband is a bitch. Damn, my boyfriend is a bitch. Damn, my dad is a bitch. He's just sitting here all day and complaining about shit. You know who complains? Little kids. Can we get McDonald's? No. No, please, I want McDonald's. I want McDonald's, right? Because they can't do anything about it, right? A woman, she can complain because, they're in their feelings all day. They have their emotions. But as a man, imagine that. Imagine you said some shit like, I want McDonald's, as a grown-ass man. And you're just complaining about it, right? Maybe you don't have the money to buy some McDonald's. You would sound like an absolute weak and pathetic loser to say, oh, I can't get McDonald's. I can't get McDonald's. Go get yourself some motherfucking money. Go round up some change and go get yourself the McDonald's. So it's the same thing when, you're an incel. There's no reason why a grown man should be an incel. The only reason why men are incels is because they put themselves in that situation. No one else put you there. No one else put you in that situation. If you really wanted to, you would work on everything that you can work on, everything that's under your control. You would work on the confidence within. You would work on, becoming an attractive version of yourself. And it's not just because, you think women only care about looks, but that just comes with self-respect. It comes with self-respect to want to look in the mirror and see the best version of yourself. To get in the gym every day and make sure your body is fit. To make sure you're tracking your calories so that you don't have a fat ass gut. To make sure that you work on your skincare so you don't have all bumpy skin. So you work on your teeth so your teeth don't look disgusting. So that you smell good every single day, right? Do you think I have problems with women? Do you think I struggle to get women? No. But is that a coincidence? Did I just wake up like this? Because the guys who say that women only care about looks, they think I just woke up the sexiest man on earth. I get it. You see me and you're like, damn, that is the sexiest man on earth. I get it. Okay, I understand. But this is something that you work on. You work on this shit. You think that I was the best version of myself, right? And I still have improvement to do. I'm constantly looking for ways to improve myself. When you're a loser, you just want to complain. You have excuses. You just want to complain. You want to hold on to your excuses. That's why they get in my comments and they get upset, because their excuses are all they have. They don't have results. They don't have the work. All they have is an excuse, a reason as to why they can be losers. So when I get on here and I speak my truth, then they feel attacked. They feel personally attacked because I'm attacking their excuse. I'm attacking the only excuse that they have, that they've been clinging on to so dearly. The one that the people in their life, obviously, the people in your life aren't going to want to tell you the truth. The people in your life, they want you to be comfortable. They want you to feel good. I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to tell you the truth. And the truth is going to make you uncomfortable. But as a man, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay? So if you feel attacked by anything that I say, if you feel the need to comment hate, this applies to you. Because right now you're clinging on to this excuse, and that excuse is going to be the thing that keeps you in the same space your entire life. And I'm here to save those guys who are in that position, and I'm here to wake you guys up. But the guys who will hear this and continue complaining, continue holding on to their excuses, continue leaving hate comments, then you are born to be a loser. Okay? As a man, you have two choices. You either get pissed off and you do something about it, and you say, fuck that, I'm not born to be a loser. There's two types of men in this world. It's the man who says, fuck that, I'm not born to be a loser. That's not me. I don't identify with that mindset. Or there's the man that says, oh, fuck him. He's just a loser. He's a loser, He doesn't understand that women only care about looks. He doesn't understand that women only care about status. He doesn't understand that women only care about, looks, money, and status. Just stay a loser. Stay a loser. Okay? That is my finishing message. Stay a loser. That is not for the guys who are ready to change. The guys who are ready to change, make a change. Get to work. Success equals preparation plus opportunity. Preparation plus opportunity equals success. You're preparing, and then you put yourself in front of as many opportunities as possible, and you're bound to succeed, right? If you want to get wet and, you walk outside and it's not raining, you think that your best bet would be to go back inside the house? Or would it be to stay outside as long as possible until it rains? You're prepared. You're waiting. You're outside, right? You're putting yourself in front of the opportunity, which is being outside. Because what gives you the most opportunity? Being inside the house, if you want to experience the rain, being inside the house, or being outside of the house, even when it's not raining, right? Even on the days where it's not raining. When you're outside, you have an opportunity because there's a chance that it might rain and you might get wet. But when you're inside the house, there's zero chance. It's the same thing. If you're an incel, if you want to make money and you're not putting yourself in front of opportunities, if you want to get women and you're a virgin and you want to get yourself in front of opportunities, do you think being inside the house, just staying in your comfort zone, holding on to your excuses, being a loser your entire life, do you think that is going to put you in a position to possibly win? No. And the guys who say, oh, but women will reject me. Once again, you have to put yourself in front of opportunities. Opportunities don't mean that you're going to get it 100% of the time. When you walk outside and you want to get wet by the rain and it's not raining and you're standing out there all day, does that mean that, you go back inside the house and you quit? No, you continue until the opportunity presents itself and you're able to succeed. So you talk to more women. You get out there. You speak to as many women as you can, regardless of, if you get rejected. You focus on what you can improve. You're preparing yourself. You're figuring out how you can become a more effective communicator, how you can become a more seductive man, how you can become a more confident, charismatic man. And then eventually you will reach a point where you finally see success. And that is what life is all about. Showing up every day, making sure that you're prepared, making sure that you're putting yourself in front of opportunities so that you can succeed. You either do that or you be a loser your whole life, all right? That's the video for today. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. And hit me up on Instagram at Optimal Man Coaching if you need some help. Peace out.